Tracy with Bewitched Crafts, and today I'd like to invite you to join me in making a shaker card. We'll be using Close to My Heart's Thin Cuts dies. We're starting with a white daisy card base. This is a standard size that measures 5.5 by 4.25, and I'm going to cover the entire front of the card base with the first sheet of pattern paper. This is from the Something Fierce collection. I'm just going to use my paper trimmer to cut this to the exact same measurements. So I'm looking for 5.5 by 4.25. I'm going to take the exact same steps to cut the other layers, which also come in the Something Fierce cardstock coordinating pack. I'm using the willow, and I'm using a sheet of white daisy. The willow is cut 1/2 inch smaller, and the white daisy 1/4 inch smaller than the willow. Next, we're going to do some stamping. So now I have pieces that look like these. I have taken the white daisy and stamped from our 1 year older stamp set. 1 year older features a number of birthday themed items that I used to create this card. This stamp set here is the perfect outline of the shaker window we'll be cutting with the thin cuts. You can see I've stamped it here in tangerine. I've also added a background stamp. This is going to be the very back of the shaker window. I've used these two stamps in coordinating colors of tangerine and lemon. Next, I needed to die cut some items. Using the star confetti piece, I've gone ahead and made the confetti for this card from the two colors of cardstock, lemon and willow. That's this piece here, and I just ran it through my Sizzix 3 times. I also needed to cut a frame for our shaker window to start building the layer. I cut that from this piece here, again in lemon. It comes out just like this. And you can see it's going to fit nicely on the front of our card. So I'm going to start building the layers of the card now. I'll be using a Tombow adhesive. Let me just get my card base back out. Now that we've started to assemble the card, I have the first few layers adhered. I'm going to add the back of the shaker window to the center of the card front with my Tombow. I use the grid lines here on my mat to help me get this straight. Now I'm ready to build my shaker element. I've pre-cut with the die cut machine confetti from the die set. I've got that ready. I also have our shaker window foam and acetate. We need the acetate to create the front of the window, and the foam creates the lift. You also get with it some additional foam squares that you can use on projects to create dimension. I'm going to start by removing the front of the ring. I then need to remove the film on the acetate. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this now. Now I'm going to work from the back, and I'm going to pull the ring off, but I'm going to leave the squares. So just work around, lift and separate. Let me just get these set up and we'll move on. Okay, now that we've got that sorted, you can see you might have to take a little time to get some of the edges off, but be sure to save these pieces. You'll use them later in other projects. They are perfect for creating additional dimension. I'm going to move these acetates out of the way. This has adhesive now on the upside. So I'm just going to set it aside for a moment and use the confetti to create the interesting shaker pieces. So my tip is to go ahead and place those down on your card now. Don't try to fill the window and then turn it over. I've cut stars because I'm using kind of a celebration theme here, but you can also use sequins, and you can change up sequins and coordinate card stock, and it will always match your project because you've cut it yourself. So now I'm ready to create my window. And I'm just going to line it up with the outline I have from stamping Happy Birthday around it. And press gently. Now the last thing that I need to do is add the frame that I die cut earlier to cover up the foam. And again, I'm going to just use some Tombow to seal that down. Now, Tombow needs to be applied straight. So as you can see, I'm leaving some here on my mat. I'm just going to come back and rub it with my finger. Just be careful that you don't stick your card down to your mat. Putting a lot of Tombow, I'm going all the way around because I want to make sure that this frame does not come up at the edges. So there you can see it's going to cover that foam perfectly. It's exactly die cut to match. And our shaker pieces move freely. I hope you enjoyed this project. Birthday cards are the most popular cards that I make, and I love the fun element of the shaker card and the motion. If you like this project, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel for more and follow me on Facebook.